Hi there, we're still testing the 3-layer all-carbon cell, manganese dioxide on the positive side, homemade carbon on the left. Positive side mark, where I made it before. You can hardly see it, it's that line right there. No marks on the other side, so that was the negative, but if it was doing what it was doing the other day, it's reversed its polarity for some reason. Yeah, still is by 0.1. I think I've worked out a nice charge time for it. It's around about 20 minutes. Sits not too bad for this size cell. At around about, I think it's 2.8 volts. So I don't think we've got any milliamps left in it. It's been idle for ages now. I put an extra little bit of water, distilled water in it, about 20 ml again. No short circuit noticeable. Micro amperage. So connect it to the power supply. Oops. First I'll connect the data logger. Okay, alright, we'll have 0 voltage because I don't think this data logger does the not minus symbol. Because we're at multimeter minus 0.03. Okay, voltage is set just above the 2 volt mark on the analog meter. And connecting, start the data logger. There we go, we've got voltage 2.8 and we spiked at 210 or something milligrams. Alright, I'll charge that for about 20 minutes and I'll get back. Oh, I forgot to say, it's its 27th charge now, so the cell's lasted for 27 charges so far. Well, 26. This is the 27th, we'll find out if it's lasted. At the end of charge 27, it was around about 25 minutes. Sort of still got its strange little pattern. The charger is off, we're holding our 2.1 volts. This is charge 27. And we have a 50 milliamp load, cutoff voltage 0.45, and we'll start a test. Whoop, dropped pretty quick compared to what it used to, but it's been idle for a long time and the voltage was in the minus. And I haven't given it a stir or anything. We can somewhat sort of start to see through the murky liquid again. Maybe I need to stir it up. I'll see. I won't touch it for another couple of charges and then we'll see if it improves. Seems like something's sort of going on. I can't see any damage on the plates, or the copper plates that is. Or can I? I think there's just build up around the outside. Okay, I'll let that thing do its thing and I'll be back when it's done. Something weird just happened. I only just logged off, if you notice the time to when it was last on. It jumped back up to 1.7. I could have a bad alligator clip. It's a bit discoloured, that one. Okay, I'll be back. Load 27 is not looking too good. 13 milliwatt hours on 11 minutes. And we'll see if it's got any power left. I come in and found it already ran out. That drops immediately, where before we could get some runs. Alright, I'll connect another charge and see if the cell's actually working. It was doing better a few days ago. Alright, won't long. Starting number 28 charge. Connecting power supply now. Oh, turn it on. And that's a piece of electrolyte crystals, so maybe I found that on part of the cell at the top where it's all growing, so this stuff must have to go back into the liquid to dissolve. The liquid might be getting weaker because the crystals are up the side now. They should all be in the liquid for the same strength liquid, or electrolyte I should say. So we could be down on our solution due to it forming up there. It was right in there. See that piece that didn't break off? It's not corroding the cell too badly, but I think the copper's staining the crystals. They're a bit green in colour. One thing I've noticed about the electrolytes, they don't like staying in the tub. They'll actually grow up and down and keep going. And they keep siphoning, they get larger as they go. Our charge curve here looks a little bit better. Yeah, I'll give it 20 minutes or 24. So charge 28 looks sort of normal, but when I went to connect it to the data logger, we get zero volts, and on the multimeter I get minus 0.5 volts. Leads are connected correctly, positive to that side and that one. How bizarre. So we'll try something. I wonder what happens if we... I would say there's a rupture somewhere in the copper. So we actually have nothing in there really, and a short circuit. We don't even take a voltage down. How strange. So we'll give it a manual charge at a higher voltage. 5 volts will go to. And where's the other end of the lead? Yeah. Okay, starting a charge. About 10 seconds. No, it really doesn't like it. What's going on? Cell looks intact. There's a bit of green right there. Oh yeah, I think the electrolyte goes through the carbon pad, maybe. So I'd imagine the cell's earthing out through there or something. Alright, we'll put the positive side on this side, which it seems to want. So the cell so far has only made it to its 27th charge, and it somehow failed, giving it a high charge. Ten seconds. Somewhat a little bit better. Connect up the load. Yeah. It's doing 50 milliamps now, running 1 volt, but dropping its performance is way down, and it's backwards now. All the manganese dioxide must have coated itself on the negative plate, perhaps. Alright, we'll give it another charge. I'll crank up the charge since the cell's all dead. We'll go to 10 volts. We'll swap this over so we actually know what we're getting. 10 milliamp range. We're getting 1 amp. That's about 10 seconds. Connecting the load. Where's my load lead? Here it is. 100 milliamps just then. But we're at 90 now. Well, very weird cell. Now it's backwards. I might keep charging it up this way and see if it swaps back eventually. That's like 28 charges away. Very strange results. We'll give it another 10 seconds on the charge. That's about 20 seconds. Connecting mode. Oh no, we'll swap this over so we can read our meters this time. Alright, connecting load. Well, if anything, this is entertaining because it's reversed. And it's sort of working. I'll turn the charge voltage down now to I'll go to 3-ish on the analog meter. That will be for the next lot of charges. I won't worry about this lot of charge oh yeah, I'll post the current lot of charge curves what I have for this cell on this video. I'll make this one short, it's 8 minutes now, and I'll keep charging this up in this reverse order on the data logger and run the load and see what happens. But it's still looking okay. It's got 43 milliamps. Strange how it's reversed itself. Wonder if the manganese dioxide has coated itself on the negative side. I didn't have the cell apart, so I didn't swap any of the material. It's just been sitting in there, which is very weird. The 28th charge wasn't connected in reverse, or it would have come up on the graph as 0. I was thinking I might have done that, but it doesn't. Still, it might have something to do with the 2 copper plates attached to the carbon graphite. Like this. So I'm thinking this is eventually gets electrolyte all the way through it, or through the edges maybe, up and in, and then slowly works its way in. There's a difference without it. You get less, seem to get better collection with a copper pad or another metal on the back of this carbon. Yeah, well, we'll call that. Or we'll give it another 20 seconds and do a short circuit. Right, that's about 20 seconds. And short circuiting, we're on the 10 amp range, 200 dropping. Take it off for a bit, or clamp it. Yeah, 100. Yeah, oh well. So that's 2 cells in 1 week I've broken, but I don't know if I broke that. It might have just seeped in and destroyed itself. Oh well, thanks for watching. Hi there, quick update on the 3-layer cell. It's reversed back the other way now. I gave it 2 charges yesterday in the reverse order, and it didn't perform very well, and then I just charged it up this morning, just then, and it's been running for about a minute now in the correct order. This is now the positive again. Oh, I should put that up there. So that is now the positive again. What a bizarre cell. It was at 0 volts when I left it, found it this morning. I did charge it up with an 8 volt charge this time for a minute and a half though. I haven't stirred the liquid. Just when you thought the cell was dead, it's come back. Well, this cell hasn't even touched no electrolyte, and look. I don't know where it got it from, but it's on there. It was just sitting on those tubs. Let's climb up the side. It actually spreads. Oh, spray probably. So I might later on today, I'm going to give it some more charges and put it on the data logger and see what it actually does, because it runs that motor quite well. It's been a minute and 45 since the video, and I had it on for about a minute before the video. And we'll see if it drops in voltage when I disconnect it. No, voltage is going up now. See? It's the side with the mark on it. You can just see it. Yeah, we're still increasing in voltage. I think this alligator clips are pretty rusty and seems to be changing a lot with these. Yeah, I might replace this alligator clip, it's rusty. Probably not helping. You know, I'll get back with some updates. Okay, back. The cell's just had a 27-minute charge at, what was it, it started at 4 volts and dropped down to 3.25 volts over 27 minutes, and the amperage was up near 800 plus milliamps. That's 800 milliamps. Alright, and it's ready for a test. It's sort of holding its voltage a bit better than it was the other day. We've got the positive on the right side, the same as we started the test originally. For some reason yesterday I gave it 2 charges up in the negative, well, you know, swapping the electrodes around, and that didn't perform as well. And then I left it overnight and found it at 0 volts, so I thought, I'll swap it around, and it was minus 0.02 volts with it set up with how we had it originally. So I decided to give it a higher charge, and it held a charge for a bit. So now I gave it 27 minutes and it's looking okay again, I guess. We either, on the reverse charge, replated the something back onto the positive. That's if it doesn't last for more than 3 or 4 charges this way again. Or, I don't know, something else just happened. And I gave the electrolyte a stir this time as well. So we're totally saturated in our black juice again. Which could be manganese dioxide or my home carbon. The home carbon was pretty finely ground up. Alright, I'll let this run and we'll see what we get. It's looking fine so far. Okay, the load test is done. We got 19 milliwatt hours out of that and 22 minutes, somewhat sort of back, but not in its perfect form. I'm gonna keep giving it charges to see if it improves on this. So it's looking not too bad again. But the performance is still down compared to the previous 20 charges, I think. Alright, I'll fill you in on updates later. Okay, for some reason the 3.4 volts is up near 0.86 milliamp. 800 milliamps. And this one's at 3.1 volts. And it's climbing. But this is, I missed that. Yeah, it's going up. I'm starting to get some thick stuff forming at the back of that cell. See that stuff? That looks a bit thicker than the surrounding stuff. It could be bubbles, but it looks thicker. Okay. Trying something new for this charge. It's only been going for 3 minutes. I've watched the voltage increase from 2 something to 3.286. It's just starting to fluctuate now, where it's going up and down and then up and down. See, dropping. So I'm gonna leave it for about a couple of seconds on that, and I reckon it's at max capacity because the last charge for 27 minutes went for 14 milliwatt hours, so it was down from the other charge. Okay, so I'll stop the charge, save the graph, and come back. Okay, I've got it connected ready for the discharge test. So this voltage is looking good. We're all set up, 50 milliamps, 0.49 cutoff voltage. Yeah. Double button this time. Alright. So we should get 14 milliwatt hours regardless of our time, if it's sort of correct. Once the voltage reaches its peak and starts declining, I'm having a guess that the cell must be at its capacity or somewhere near it. Alright, I'll let that do its thing and I'll report back. Well, maybe it needs slightly bit more of a charge perhaps. Only 9 milliwatt hours on that charge. I'll try slightly longer, hold that fluctuating voltage for a bit longer maybe. Alright, I'll set it all up. Hi there, just a quick update on the 3 carbon cell. It's got resistance now. This one's 0 resistance for some reason. It's on the ohms and it's automatic setting. And the other multimeter we usually use for the voltage, it's on the 200 ohms range. We're now detecting 95 or 96 ohms across the cell, even when it's out of the water. It was, last time I checked, even on the 200k range it wasn't showing anything. So I'm pretty sure the cell might be dead. It's not functioning with its main, like the power it was on the first 20 charges. It's down. Okay, that's the update for that cell. That was a 2-minute charge on 5 volts. Been running for 40 seconds now. The cell's actually still valid, I think. It's had around about 30 charges now of various sizes. It's been a bit abused. I overcharged it a few times. We're still at 70 milliamps. We're on the 10 amp range. Right, the other cells are ready. Going to redo the 6 layer again And this time I'm going to keep the voltage under 2.5, or I'll try to. They were used. I'm not sure if the glue actually sticks to the used graphite pad. It may. They were dried out for a couple of days in our 40-degree day, so it should be okay. I've got the glue right around the edge as well, and I've folded the edges of the copper over to make a rounder sort of edge for the glue to stick on. So we'll hopefully try not to put an amp into these. I don't think it was the amp, I think it was separated in here and it leaked, but I'm still not sure on that 100% there. So this motor's still going. It's holding at the voltage not too bad for the size of the cell. Works even without the water because it's so saturated. I don't know, we get a bit of an increase. See? So the liquid does do something there. Still 50 milliamps. The motor sounds probably powerful enough to be in the tail rotor again. That would control the chopper. I have another 8 power curves I'll put on this video from yesterday's testing of this cell again. So that makes it around about 30 charges that cell's had, and it seems to be still functioning. I've only added electrolyte. Yesterday I scraped this salt off and put it back in the liquid. That might be why it's performing a bit better. All the salt seems to be, or all the electrolyte is coming up, mounting up over here and coming over the edge. So that was the 3-layer carbon cell. Well, I'd say the cell's still functioning. It's somewhat down on its charge though, but it's working. And then we had that mishap where it went into the negative the other day. I don't know what went on there. I did have the data logger left on it, but it wasn't running or anything. It was just connected. And that's still holding its 40 milliamps well. It only had 0.1 of a volt when I started this morning. Alright, I'll leave this here now, and I'll post the findings on the last 2 days of this cell. Then I'm going to start the new cell. I'll keep this one over there in the corner and periodically test it out. Alright, thanks for watching.